cannot believe that it rained again last night, but it rained early and everything's already starting to dry out, which is nice. Really thankful, and if you go back and watch my last video, that we got our first batch of seedless watermelon in, because that was pretty important. It's also nice seeing now the greenhouses are just about completely emptied out besides everything for the farm. And the second batch of seedless watermelon are just, what did I see it at? Starting to crack up through, like right here. All of the last batch of cole crops are also coming up really nice. You can see them there. This is cabbage. Down here we have cauliflower. Over here is broccoli, and this is everything all together. This is our biggest planting of cole crops for the season. Next thing we want to get in the ground is our mid-season cole crops, but we gotta wait for everything to dry out first again. Sammy's on her way here. We're gonna tie up the upper high tunnel for the last time. Pretty excited about that. So while I wait for her to get here, I'm just cleaning up. If you let anything out in the greenhouses, like all summer long, getting beat down in that hot sun, it'll crack, it weathers it, and sometimes it doesn't work the next year. So like all of our buckets, measuring cups, anything we really care about, we want out. So Sammy's here now, and we're actually on our 4th row. We got one more to go after this, and then she's gotta get going because she's gotta study for her classes, but we're not gonna do this one anyway because, well, maybe we will if we have time. They are getting a little bit straggly along there, but they're just nothing as far as dense goes compared to these guys. These guys are just huge. They're almost the top of the stake, and they're about as nice as we could possibly hope for. Each plant has like 3, 4, 5 different bud clusters, along with a couple clusters of tomatoes on them. Just like before, in the lower high tunnel, we're not weaving, that's for sure. We're just trying to brace up some of these long stems that are coming out, because right now it's not horrible, but once they get some kind of weight on them with tomatoes, they're gonna lay right down.
It's like a jungle.
Yeah, we really couldn't weave them even if we wanted to. So we just finished up. Sammy's got to get going. We'll hopefully finish that row in not too long. But I feel a lot better now that these are braced up, and the wind, the tomatoes, nothing's gonna hurt them now. Mom and I have now moved on to bagging corn. I can't believe it, but it was only like 6 days and we're already out again. We do the same 70 every single time we run out. Sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's 2 weeks. But now, because most people buy this corn for deer, and because the deer are putting their antlers on now, they're starting to grow back for the season, I think a lot of people want to see them, and that's why they want to start feeding. So I actually haven't videoed in a couple days, but today is Sunday, the 22nd. And what I'm going to be starting out today with is getting our first vegetable harvest, which is going to be just some kale and some kohlrabi, because that's really the only thing that's ready. For the first time in a long time, it's been like multiple days in a row now to where we have not had any rain. So we can finally now get in the fields to do basically just about anything we want as far as prepping fields for planting, spraying, tilling, cultivating, whatever it may be. It's dry enough. I can't wait to be able to cultivate the red beets because they are really getting weedy. The red beets are nice. You can see them straight down the row. This row seems to be growing the fastest, at least just from my eye. But all these little tiny weeds need to get tilled up so that way they die, or we're gonna have a weedy mess on our hands. Not sure why the zucchini has some yellow leaves on it. Definitely did not get dry. Maybe it's just because it laid a little too wet, but they look good. The pickles and cucumbers though even look a little bit nicer. You can see them there. Kohlrabi is actually like perfect size right now. Maybe just a tad small, but really depends on what you like. Baseball size is what I go for. Then I'll cut that root ball off of there. Kale, nice and convenient, is right there. And as I was driving out, it's not ready yet, but I did see some broccoli heads. Maybe that must have been a different earlier variety because I don't see any here. There's one that's like not really, it didn't mature correctly. But all in all, this field is just beautiful. Really happy with the way it turned out. Won't be long, we'll be picking. Because today is Sunday and we're not open tomorrow, I'm not gonna pick much at all. Like I'm talking, and we also have not had any of the stuff at the farm market, so nobody knows it's there. We'll put a post on Facebook, stuff like that. But as of right now, I'm literally gonna get like 6, 7 kohlrabi and about 3, 4 bunches of kale. So cut that root ball off of there. Take a couple of those lower leaves off, and that is it. And because it's gonna get so hot today, we try and get them right to the market within about a half hour, 45 minutes. That way they don't get all wilty. Looking for some of the bigger ones. If you don't know what kohlrabi is, it kind of tastes like between a cabbage and a turnip. Most people just eat it raw with some salt. But I mean, you can dice it up and put it in any kind of soup, stews, anything really you can imagine. It absorbs flavors really well. Now I'll move on to kale. Kale and kohlrabi are two things that I wouldn't say are really popular to like a lot of people, so we don't pick a ton of them. And they also wilt down very fast, so they just don't have a long shelf life. These leaves are pretty nice and they're big. I think I'll put 5 in a bunch, just like that. Take my rubber band, throw that around, and that is it. It's nice when we actually grow our own stuff because now we can come out here whenever we want and pick. So if we run out in an hour or so, Mom will just come right back out and grab a couple more. But with, like I said, again, the hot heat we have coming, they will start to wilt down. So we always try and do our picking in the morning. And the cool thing about kale is that this will grow now all season long. So we always just take off the lower leaves and leave these smaller ones, and then the plant will grow bigger and taller as the season goes on and just keep creating more and more. Now some of the lower leaves do get yellow, they do get dirty, like this guy here, so I won't even use that one. But no need to worry, we have lots here to choose from. So I just brought everything here into the garage. That way it's not out in the sun. I don't want it to wilt down. Mom's gonna take it out to the market as soon as possible. The only trouble we have is that we want to put it on the table. That way when people walk in, it's there, they can see it's fresh, but we don't want it to wilt down and look ugly. So then we kind of think about maybe putting it in the refrigerator. We could try and put it in like some ice water. We'll see what happens. I guess it's up to her, whatever she wants to do. But I got now another job to move into. I'm gonna go mow some fields down. Dad yesterday sharpened the blades on the batwing, which was a job I did back in the winter time when I was mowing corn stalks. Greased everything, so I should be ready to go. And it even looks like he cleaned the tractor. No dust, floors are clean, really nice. So I'm at about the furthest point from the farm. What I'm mowing is some of these just more growed up fields. Maybe if some of these killed patches have some thistle, I'm getting those. But just basically trying to just pretty stuff up, not let it get real bad and then get into seed and then, you know, that bad weed, which could be thistle or whatever it may be, you know, spreads for the next season. I don't want to cut any more than I need to because this is our hay field, but you can see all the thistle, all that purple stuff there. That's about to go into seed, and obviously we don't want that to happen, and we don't want to bale that in our hay anyway, so I'm going to mow this out of here. We're going to lose some hay, but I think this is going to be more of a benefit than a loss, that's for sure. So the whole entire farm is not mowed, but what I wanted to get done today is now finished. So now I'm gonna head into the greenhouse with Sammy and Dad. They're working on planting our last batch of cantaloupe. Hi, Dace. How'd it go? Pretty good. Is your cantaloupe, Sammy?
Yeah.
You have 4 seeds in that one.
I know.
3 seeds in each. Kind of like in a triangle. I guess I'll fill some trays for him. Huh, wonder where the scoop is. Oh, there's a scoop.
I got one.
So before we get whatever kind of storm looks like it's coming, or maybe it passed us, I don't know, Sammy and I want to do a little bit of a ride around and just see what the onions and potatoes are looking like. And the onions look really good for the most part, but what I'm not sure about is why we have sections like this that didn't do good. Like, I don't know, 10, 15 foot section, then the onions are good. Like this whole section here is good, but this row here is bad. I don't know if it's from the water washing down, if it laid way too wet. But still, for the most part, I would say the onions look good. I think we'll still have plenty. I just don't understand why some of them are like that. I mean, not, everyone's not going to do perfect, that's for sure. But this right here is what we want to see. What? Probably a deer. Next step, which might be tomorrow if it doesn't rain, is going to be cultivating these. Now, they look awesome. There's almost no weeds, which is really lucky. Sometimes they're filled with weeds, but they will be coming, that's for sure. So we'll try and stay ahead of them if we can. We used to plant around 20,000 onions. We have been lowering it the past couple of years. I think now we're around the like 12 to 15,000 mark, something around there. These all look really good right here. And then again, like I was saying, this first row, there's, at least this section has almost nothing there. I don't understand what went on, but something happened, that's for sure. I think this is the first patch of sweet corn, which is what, like waist high. Everything looks really healthy, that's for sure, with all the rain. Oh yeah, these are a little bit weedy, aren't they?
Yeah.
So the last time I was up here in the potatoes was when we were picking strawberries, and that was still about 2 weeks ago. The potatoes were just starting to crack through. Now they're up really good. I think this is white, and the darker plants over there are the red. The red seem like they're a little bit bigger. I don't know why, maybe they just grow faster.
Whoa.
Even the spots that are like, seem like there's nothing there, there is potatoes coming up through. They're just, like I said, a little bit on behind. Maybe they were a little bit too deep, who knows? But it's not gonna be too long. Dad's gonna need to get in here. Well, actually, I think I'll cultivate them first, and then Dad'll come through and hill them.
Look at that. You need to pull them now.
What?
Look how weedy that is up there.
That's all thistle. I don't think there's nothing you can do about it now. See, there's a bunch right here too.
I see that.
And there's a bunch out there. But that new potato planter, I would say, worked really well, because I remember with the other one, we'd have big skips. Like, that's really nice to see plants all the way out through. You see a little gap there, but that could just be because the potato that we planted either didn't have a sprout on it to make a plant, or the spike on the planter might not have just picked one up. So either way, it's not like it's a huge deal. The only other thing I want to check out here is the oats. These oats were actually put in to till under, just to put nutrients into the soil, good cover crop, because this is going to be our strawberry field. The oats actually did really well though. It's going to be a shame to mow them down, or plow them down, I guess. Dad might even have to kill them first, because it's so big and green that it's not going to do a good job. That's what I'm calling it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching. You always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.